Podcast for the common folk.
Podcast for the common folk. All right, Merry Christmas! It is Merry Christmas time. Time to binge watch The Grinch. Time to binge watch Rise of the Guardians. Binge watch Polar Express. Watch Tom Hanks fucking drift a train across a frozen lake like a straight up boss. Time to sing a whole bunch of Christmas carols. Time to have a whole bunch of fun. Time to drink a shit ton of hot cocoa and a shit ton of eggnog and to go out looking at lights. One thing I did see is, I was talking about this last one, is somebody was talking about, like, why you don't even bother putting lights up and stuff. Do it. Now more than ever, go the extra mile for your mental health. I've touched on that before, but go the extra mile for it. That shit's awesome. It's fun to look at, you know? And, you just drive around the neighborhood, listen to Christmas music with, Bay, or buy your own. If you don't got nobody, sometimes that's the way. And, you just, go take a look at the Christmas lights, jolly, have some good time. I've seen some bomb-ass Christmas lights so far. So, I know that people are, they can do it. They certainly can. So, there's no excuse for not doing it other than the fact that you don't have lights. Put up some lights, unless you're dealing with some bitchy HOA, and don't even get me started on that bullshit. Oh, bunch of hosers. Waste of tax money. HOA codes. I don't know why they exist in the first place. I don't know what kind of bitch-ass mother ever decided that those would be a good idea to tell people how to live. Like, that's fascism. Oh, yeah. That's what that is. Yeah, that's what codes is. Codes fascist. That's some bullshit right there. Why are we paying people to tell us what kind of weed we can grow in our yard? You kidding me? Now, I know, this people work there. I've known some people that have, done some ride-alongs and stuff with them. I mean, in the end, you gotta, whatever, show and respect, more of a personal bitch. Overall, I will say, I do think it's kind of useless. What? Backyard? It's your own backyard. Why do other people hate a right of what to say? Why does it bothering them? Why does that constitute stuff on your part? Yeah, I know you gotta be, thoughtful of other people in situations. You gotta never. You can't be complete selfish, but there are leniencies and freedoms I feel like we have granted to us that we don't have to, always be on the serving that. And, everybody's anymore, it's uncomfortable. You say something, I don't know what, anymore is, now it's like, you need help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Back in the older day, you just kind of bit your tongue and you kept moving through. And asking for that too, but I think it really just, it put a pair on a lot of people because now they, all of a sudden they feel entitled. They got to say shit, And it's what pisses me off about it is the complaining about something like this. What are the excuses and stuff? Some retiree calls it in and is like, well, their yard's a mess. They, you really should take more care of your yard. Well, yeah, you should go back to fucking working a job. Shit happens. It's hard. You want to drink with the homies? You got to drink with the homies. All right? Homies and drinking doesn't involve weed pulling. You want to set off fires in your backyard? Set off fires. Have s'mores. They are literally telling you not to have s'mores. They are literally telling you not to have s'mores by saying that. They are literally doing it. Ain't that is some bullshit? That is some bullshit. So, where do we go today? What do I need to get done that is going to take our mind off things? Well, here it is. And this is going to be part of a nice new series. How many beers does it take? ... And we're going to go all down the list. Animal Kingdom beer drinking. How many beers does it take to kill an elephant? A lot. Just in case you didn't know. 488,300 cans of beer. That's roughly 6% alcohol. No, not 6. 4.5%, I think. Roughly. 488,000 beers. It takes 3,800 milliliters of 100% pure grain ethanol to kill an elephant. 3,800 milliliters, 100 that, So, did some calculations, get that into beer. That came up roughly. These are all spotted. I mean, you're going to be going, you're going to be, you know how it goes. It's going to be, there's calculations and stuff there, but if somehow you got an elephant to drink 488,300 beers, that's It's insane shit. That's under $500,000. That elephant's a fucking chief. Taking that shit, of course, they're big. You know, and elephants, man, they got that shit. I heard a story one time where an elephant like took a tourist off her back and like started beating her against a tree or some shit. You know, elephants don't get fucked with. No, sir. It takes like 4 cheetahs to go against them, and even then, the cheetahs barely win. You know what I mean? Elephants out there, they boss hunkies. Okay, imagine the mammoths back in the day. Those big mother heifers. God damn. You know, like woo. Big old hunkies, you know, they could pack away that. That's 100% ethanol. That's 100% like straight alcohol, too, and it takes 38 milliliters of that. You know, a human being go blind barely even a little bit of that, sniffing that shit. You know, but this elephant's that are going like takes a barrel full and he's just like, oh, I'm feeling something, Ed. I'm feeling something, you know. Talk about out drinking. Everybody wants to talk about it. He's like, you're drinking like a horse, or you're drinking like a fish. You know, yeah, drinking like a fish. I'm gonna say drinking like an elephant because I think that makes more better, analogy. Because yeah, drinking like a fish, but that's all. Saying drinking like a fish is like saying you breathe like a fly. You know, it's like because that's all the fish do is they drink. That's how they extrapolate the oxygen out of the water. They drink the water, and that's how it goes. That's their way they breathe. Fish don't really like drink a liquid; they kind of just consume. And I'm going to stand by that choice. And so I'm going to say that, oh, he's drinking like an elephant. Tell you what, wee, drinking like an elephant. Because elephants, and not that elephants exactly get drunk and drink a lot, and actually have some kind of way of obtaining, like in the wild, some kind of fermented berries or something. But if situation arouses itself and you find out, the elephant can put away some beer. So, you kind of know what you're basing yourself off of. And that is some heavy ass shit, I tell you what. What would this be useful? Think about this. Alexander the Great conquered all of fucking Persia, or at least the parts that mattered. And he went into India, and his defeats and his stone walls, the end of his campaign ended in India with these massive battles going over the river against an army with war elephants. He lost his horse to a battle with war elephants. It's a very good movie, Alexander the Great. He lost his battle to that shit. He lost his that dude. They got just They were stood up. I mean, the Romans figured out how to get around that when the Romans came. But they had, ancient Greek tales and, scouts, and the Romans had a lot of engineering. Although, to be fair, I did have a good friend of mine, mechanical engineer dude, talk to me about this one time, talking about how what really went down was, the Greeks were the thinkers, the philosophers, the guys that came up with these ideas and mechanisms, and the Romans were the engineers that built them. So that's why the Romans tend to have success against Hannibal and all that when they brought in the war elephants, because they had previous record and they had already an infrastructure of which to build upon in order to take them down. So they weren't too afraid. But say you're Alexander or something, wine's just as as fluid as water back in the day, because that's all everybody drank. Shit, even Jesus drank wine. He turned water into wine. Okay, wine. All right. And this is going to take a lot of wine, obviously, but, you need them elephants, you need to hinder them somehow. You send a couple of honkies over, and you start sneaking them a little bit of the booze, and you see how they updo. Now, this could go one, two ways. Either you're going to get an elephant that's going to get drunk and be like, let's fight, and just fuck your shit. Or you're going to get an elephant that's going to, get too much into it. You're going to get a lot of wine. Of wine, the strongest shit you can get, okay? I mean, I'm talking about going out and finding those poppy plants before they become heroin because they didn't know how to make heroin back in the day, and you mix that shit with that wine, any kind of sleep plants, and you put that shit, and you get that elephant damn juiced like it's a Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve party, all right? The next thing you know, that elephant's either kissing you under the mistletoe and giving you the kiss of death, so to speak, or it's kissing each other under the mistletoe, and them Egyptians, Indians don't know what the fuck's going on. Battle's won. Simple as that. Now, apocalypse might happen, zombies might happen, aliens invade might happen, you never know. That's my plan, go pick up a couple elephants. Luckily live in the vicinity of next of a couple of zoos. Go out there, train you out some elephants. And if those elephants are helping me fight zombies, helping me fight whatever, you got to build a big bunch of armor for zombies. I ain't getting no zombie elephant. Fuck that, no. Oh, sir. Anyways, so you body armor elephant, make sure you can't get any no cuts or scratches stuff. But if that hunky's putting in work, clearing out some dead mother heifers, he needs to be able to lay back, chill, party with the rest of us. There needs to be something in life for that. What's good is civilization if we can't help bring other people to enjoy the literal fruits of life. And I mean enjoy the fruits of life. I don't mean let's introduce the elephant to all kinds of fruits that it would not know about. I'm talking about let's introduce the elephant's ways that we can prepare this fruit that will make it very awesome for the elephant. You know? And if you want to do that, you need to know your limits. If you want an elephant to get drunk, you need to know how much to give him so he doesn't pass out. Odds are you will not have this much alcohol on hand. Don't know what kind of family reunion you go to if you do, but it's about 50-50. But let's just say, yeah, just under half a million beers, it's 488,000, so it's got about 12,000 right underneath, 11,700. But just under half a million beers is going to kill your elephant. So, consider wines that are more, talking about there with the gallons ratio, do the math in your own time. Elephants is what it is. You want elephants to get a party? Couple of kegers. They ought to be all right. You know what I mean? Get them fed. Don't have them do a lot, And if you want an elephant to party and you really want it to feel drunk, you're probably going to have the morning and day drink that shit. Okay? Because you got to hit that fucker's immune system right off the bat. There ain't no way you can, there ain't no way you're doing that other stuff. So, that's about how it goes, my boyos. So, on how many beers does it take? ... How many beers does it take to get an elephant? A lot. More beers than I think a lot of people are going to buy. Unless you put it all together in the United States, in the state of Missouri, and you got a frat party going on, then maybe. The United States buys a lot of beer. It's not exactly always the strongest, but it's a lot of beer. I've always wanted to go to Oktoberfest, too. Can you imagine taking an elephant to Oktoberfest? Like, oh, come on. Come on, Tiny. I feel like that would be a good name for an elephant. Tiny. Or George. Hey, George, get your ass over here. We're going to go to a place where it's going to be fucking awesome. Got chicks, hot chicks, and you got beer. And you got all kinds of delicious food. But the beer. Show me to this land of beer and hot chicks and delicious food there. Follow me, George. Oktoberfest. Oh my god. I'm going to go to Oktoberfest one of these days. I am going to do it. I'll grab a couple close honkies. We're going to go over to Germany. We're going to be obnoxious to live. Not really. We are going to go to Germany, and we're going to go there. And I'm going to buy like some expensive fucking pass that gives me, the gateway ticket to all of it. And it is going to be delicious. Podcast The Common Folk.